This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
Absolutely breaking news at this hour as it pertains to Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman in the ambulance match this Sunday at Great Balls of Fire. What's the plan and who's gonna win? Let's talk about it.
Put your glasses up and put your headphones in, because it's time for Off the Script. And all you fucking goons and assholes, get in line and hit subscribe, because it's time for Off the Script. Hit the like button and share it around. You can even pull your fucking pants down, because it's time for Off the Script with JD from New York 206, because it's time for Off the Script, because it's time for Off the Script.
I've been one busy motherfucker today, man. I just uploaded 2 videos today, one being dream matches. You got the Revival versus the Young Bucks for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship via WWE 2K17 and my commentary. Also, we did another WWE 2K video where we discuss all the new features that were revealed yesterday for WWE 2K18, and you guys wanted my opinions. I did just that in a big 25-minute gameplay commentary, man. So both of those videos are live on the channel right now, as well as NXT review for last night. Right after the live stream, we did the review, plus SmackDown and Monday Night Raw review for this week, man. It's been a busy week, and it's going to get even busier with Great Balls of Fire this coming Sunday, live on the WWE Network. And I have news today that's going to make a lot of people happy, but there's a lot of questions behind this exclusive piece of information that's making the rounds via Sportskeeda. Now, I know the guys over at Sportskeeda listen to this podcast. I'm not going to say anything at all, but I want to tell you this. All right, take everything with a grain of salt, because there's one big looming piece that people seem to be overlooking here. And I want to make sure you guys are very well aware of what could potentially happen this Sunday at Great Balls of Fire. Everybody seems to be discrediting the fact that Samoa Joe's work the last couple of weeks has been absolutely phenomenal. Okay? Lesnar and Joe, people were claiming this was going to be a one-off. I am letting you know right now, and this is a prediction courtesy of me. When that match happens on Sunday, and you see the reaction that that crowd gives that match, when you see the reaction that that crowd gives Joe, when you see the reaction from the people who want to see Joe win the title on Sunday, there's no way this is going to be a one and done. The only thing that can come out of this is 2 different scenarios. One, the one thing I'm going to talk to you about right now. 2 is the Fatal 4-Way option that I discussed on Off the Script this past weekend. That's it. There's only 2 different scenarios that could happen here. I don't understand why people are discrediting the fact that Joe's body of work in this feud has made him even bigger than ever before. You cannot overlook that aspect. This is not a one and done. Samoa Joe himself has pushed the WWE to the wall. He's backed every single goon in WWE Creative, including Vince McMahon and chicken sandwiches. We gotta get him some more chicken sandwiches at Samoa Joe. You know? Everybody. They backed Joe backed everybody's backs against the wall. That's it. So I want you guys to understand what's going to happen here. It's either one of those 2 situations. Do not discredit Samoa Joe. It's unfair. And if you ask everybody's opinion, if you gauge everybody's opinion here, I think we would want to see Samoa Joe again challenge for the Universal Championship through SummerSlam. Come on now. You know? He's worth more than that. He's worth more than just a stepping stone for Brock Lesnar to eventually go to either Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns. You know? And WWE, after you read this, or after you listen to this story from Sportskeeda, how they can be so predictable and so just generic in their storyline planning. I mean, really, this is ridiculous. There's no changing Vince McMahon's mind. Vince McMahon's not the end-all, be-all. His plans aren't always the best ideas in the WWE. Why the fuck do you even have writers at that point? You know? Listen to this. Braun Strowman will beat Roman Reigns this Sunday, and Roman will not go one-on-one versus Brock Lesnar, contrary to false reports from Dave Meltzer. Right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. Braun Strowman will beat Roman Reigns this Sunday, and Roman will not go one-on-one with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Dave Meltzer published a story stating that WrestleMania 34's main event will be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, right? That was going to be moved forward 8 months. Instead of taking place at WrestleMania in New Orleans, it's taking place at SummerSlam in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. Now, this is by Bill Body of Sportskeeda. According to his sources, he can confirm that Meltzer's report is completely incorrect. The report has never been correct at any point, with the option to switch Reigns versus Lesnar from WrestleMania 34. That has never even been discussed. So where's Dave Meltzer getting his information from? Somebody's bullshitting here. Somebody clearly is lying here. One source from Bill Body stated, nobody would even pitch changing that. We've known about that since last March. It's the one thing the old man has set in stone, and not one person would even waste any time pitching another idea just to be shot down in a creative meeting. It is what it is. End quote. So, this has been an idea since last March. Lesnar and Reigns has been an idea since last March. So you mean to tell me that with Reigns getting his coronation at WrestleMania 32 against Triple H, they were already planning another coronation for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34? Are you fucking serious? How can that even be possible? I don't believe that for 1 second. I don't believe that at all. He was beating Triple H for the WWE title, and you were already planning Reigns versus Lesnar at WrestleMania 34? So what does that mean to me? That's like almost clear as day, cut and dry, that could potentially be, probable to be, Lesnar's last day in the WWE. What that means to me is Lesnar is not re-signing with the WWE because they're already booking Reigns to beat Lesnar on Lesnar's way out of the WWE. That's what that means to me. But if you're booking Reigns' coronation at WrestleMania 32 before it even takes place, and then again at WrestleMania 34? Now, I don't know if they knew Lesnar was going to be the Universal Champion. I don't know if they had plans for the Goldberg storyline that we've seen at Survivor Series and lead on into WrestleMania 33 this year. But the idea of Lesnar and the last contracted date for him being WrestleMania 34, they already had plans for Reigns to beat Lesnar on his way out, slaying the beast. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. It's a waste of time even pitching any ideas in a creative meeting because you will only be shot down. So you mean to tell me that nobody in creative has a better idea than Reigns versus Lesnar at WrestleMania 34? I could come up with 3 off the top of my head right now. That is bullshit. That is bullshit. When it happened at WrestleMania 31, it was organic. Now, granted, the Royal Rumble was a complete waste of everybody's fucking time, but at least the match gave you something and surprised the fuck out of everybody. Because that match was a damn good fucking main event. And I praised that match up and down. You can go back and fucking research it. I praised that match up and down for what it was. With the cash-in of Seth Rollins and the legit big fight feel and the way Lesnar was in that match and there's just the drama of Reigns slaying the Beast and the blood that wasn't supposed to be there in the match. Everything that match was beautifully executed in 15 minutes for a WrestleMania main event. That was a big fight feel. That felt real. That felt legit. You do it again this year, and you're planning it 8 months in advance. How the fuck is anybody going to get behind that at all? Because it's inevitable that Roman Reigns is going to win. Why are we sitting on such a huge inevitability for 8 months? Who is honestly going to invest their time in that match for 8 fucking months when you can see it a mile away? That is absolutely ridiculous. Vince McMahon doesn't realize that? Vince McMahon doesn't realize that if you're booking Reigns versus Lesnar, and Lesnar's going to slay everybody in his path going through WrestleMania, who the fuck's going to beat him? You mean to tell me we have to sit with a predictable WrestleMania 34 main event before we even get to 2018? Come on, man. That is not the type of main event I want for WrestleMania. This is only one thing and one thing only. How to get Roman Reigns over. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what right now. Roman Reigns is not the guy at all. He's not the guy. I said it for fucking years. He's not the guy. You know who's going to be the guy? And I said it and I seen it after one fucking match. I didn't have a fucking clue who he was. I'll tell you who the guy's going to be. It's going to be Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is the guy Vince McMahon needs at the top, because he's got it all. He speaks Japanese, he fucking is fluent in 2 languages, he's fucking born and bred Canadian, he's one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler on the fucking planet, right? He's got the talking ability, he's got the look, he's got the marketability, he's got it all. Reigns has not even fucking a tenth of what Kenny Omega has. So for the people, for the goons who tell me Kenny Omega's not coming to the WWE, believe me, he's coming to the WWE. Because everybody in this industry, what do you fight for? Why are you even in this business? Because you want WrestleMania. You ask any fucking body what their ultimate dream is in this business. I want to be at WrestleMania. I want to headline WrestleMania. I want to fight for the WWE title at WrestleMania. You know how many times Kenny Omega said, there's something in the back of my mind. I have to do it. Something telling me before I hang it up, I need a big match with AJ Styles at WrestleMania. You don't think Kenny Omega's going to allow that to happen? Give me a break. Kenny Omega is everything Vince McMahon needs at this point. He's building himself a fucking resume. Why do you think he signed 1 more year with New Japan? He's even bigger this year than he was last year. That's what you need. Reigns is not what you need right now. Reigns is going nowhere. Reigns is nothing but predictable, safe, ordinary, boring, stale, just generic garbage. Because we all know what the end result is going to be. It's always the same shit. It's the same shit with Hogan. It's the same shit with Cena. You know? It's always the same with these fucking top guys. They can't do no wrong. You gotta book them to look strong. They're booked like fucking Superman. Let me tell you something. The business is changing. We don't want this fucking bullshit anymore. Superheroes and fucking overcoming all. The business is changing. This is not what we want out of the wrestling business anymore. Wrestling is a fucking art. Look at what I don't watch a lick of New Japan. I can tell you what an immediate difference is from New Japan to the WWE. New Japan is offering people what they want to see. Pure wrestling. That's what we want to see. Kenny Omega is what we want from wrestling now. In 2017 and beyond. Whatever WWE is doing on Mondays and Tuesdays, nobody wants to see that shit. People have left the program, people have left the WWE in fucking legions. Because they don't want what Vince McMahon is offering. If Vince McMahon is offering Roman, how many people do you think are going to stick around to see this fucking bullshit? Nobody. This is bullshit. Reigns and Lesnar at WrestleMania is an absolute fucking mistake. One of the biggest botches you could do. You're booking that match 8 months in advance since before WrestleMania 32, according to this source. Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. So that's what Bill Body's source is stating right now. Brock Lesnar will defeat Samoa Joe this Sunday at Great Balls of Fire and retain his Universal Championship. Wow, he's very confident in that, you know, automatically putting Joe to the wayside and saying, all right, Joe is one and done. Joe doesn't deserve one and done. Joe's going to prove to everybody on Sunday that this is not going to be one and done at all. Braun Strowman will also win on Sunday when he defeats Roman Reigns in an ambulance match. Now, previously, credible sources aren't as reliable as they used to be, and he wants to reiterate to everybody that he's not taking shots at other journalists, and that is not the case here. He says he proudly stands by Sportskeeda's WWE exclusive here, where we maintain our own credibility by being regularly first with the news and being over 90% accurate. The most interesting aspect of this story is that the source indicates that moving Reigns versus Lesnar to SummerSlam was never even a discussion, not even once. It's highly possible that certain sources could be receiving tainted info or are simply making things up. We will let the readers decide. It only ends two ways. It only ends two ways. Joe is not going to allow this to be a one and done. Because what do you do with Samoa Joe? What does Joe have to do after this match is over? This presents clear-cut progression. What are you going to do with Joe after he loses to Brock Lesnar? What are you going to do with him? You're going to put him in a bullshit program against Roman Reigns and then feed him to Lesnar and then to Roman Reigns? And then what happens to Joe? What happens to Joe? You know, sometimes a change of plans is needed, Vince. Okay? Your idea of Roman and Lesnar is not the idea or not the right idea for WrestleMania. You either have Brock Lesnar win, right? And we get Strowman versus Lesnar, which I don't even think should be happening right now, just because the one little thing of Strowman being injured for 8 weeks fucked up everything. It fucked up everything. And now you have to accept that consequence and move to another plan. And your other plan now has come in the form of someone who is just as legit as Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe. So you either do Strowman versus Lesnar at SummerSlam, which I don't think is even the right idea right now. I would save that for WrestleMania 34. You're talking about Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? You want to put Lesnar against somebody who is just as legit on his way out? What a fucking coup that would be if Braun Strowman beats Brock Lesnar on Brock Lesnar's last match in the WWE, if by chance WWE doesn't sign him. So it's either that or you give us the Fatal 4-Way. Reigns, Lesnar, Strowman, and Samoa Joe in a Fatal 4-Way elimination match at SummerSlam. There's no way you're going to tell me with a straight face that that's not main event worthy. That'll be the biggest main event that WWE puts on this year for the main roster. You know? That's the way it should go. And you know what? At that point, Joe wins the title. Joe wins the title. He takes it back to Raw. We have a full-timer who's just as legit as Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw. And you have the title on Raw being represented by someone who is legit, who's a fucking badass, and who has that feel when you look at him that he's dominating as a motherfucker. You know? Fuck this bullshit Reigns, Lesnar, getting Reigns over, trying to make him the guy. You've been trying to make him the guy for 5 fucking years now. It's not happening. It's not happening. How many WrestleMania main events does he need? You know, we had one with Lesnar, he had one with Triple H, he had one with The Undertaker, and now you're going to do Lesnar? If none of those main events got this guy over, nothing will get him over. It's over already. Give up. Give up. Samoa Joe should be the Universal Champion walking out of SummerSlam. If not, then you, my friend, are fucking up entire year worth of WWE storyline for the sake of one man. You're keeping the title off your main show for an entire fucking year for one man. Is it worth it? No, it's not. I would have Strowman win. I would have Lesnar beat Joe in some bullshit fashion. And I would have a Fatal 4-Way elimination match at SummerSlam. That is the only thing I would do. I would have Joe win. I would have Reigns. You know, Reigns doesn't even need the title. Reigns doesn't need the title. I don't understand this notion of Reigns needs the title. There's no difference between Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns with the championship. There's no fucking difference. What is it going to represent? What is it going to do? What is it going to represent? It's going to represent WWE doing the same fucking bullshit, right? It's WWE representing, we don't give a fuck about anybody else. It's all about Roman. He doesn't need it. It doesn't better him, and it doesn't make him any worse. Joe needs to be the champion walking out of SummerSlam. Lesnar and Strowman, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, fucking WrestleMania. WrestleMania is the ideal place and setting for that. That's a big-time match. And Strowman, by that point, would be even built up more going into a match against Lesnar. That's my final take on that. I'm so fucking pissed off and heated about this discussion because everybody's discrediting Joe. Nobody's giving Joe a chance here, you know? And it might end up being Joe has no chance. But don't discredit the work that he's done and automatically cast him off somewhere because of Roman Reigns. It's bullshit. Can't be doing that. It's either Joe wins the title at SummerSlam or we get Lesnar and Strowman at SummerSlam. Those two options. If you're doing Reigns versus Lesnar now, fine, I'll take it now than WrestleMania. At least the inevitability would be a lot less painful in 1 month than waiting 8 months for something to fucking happen that we know is going to happen anyway. Come on, man. Hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. That's your Off the Script Extra. Let me know what you guys are thinking down below in the comment section. This exclusive story, we got Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman taking place at SummerSlam according to Sportskeeda and Bill Body. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206 and hit that subscribe button down below and that bell for your notification, man. If you missed anything that I uploaded previously today and this week, it'll all be in the annotation that you see on the video, and I will see you guys tomorrow for great balls of fire predictions on Off the Script for your Friday morning. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Off the Script.